DEWANNA BONNER is on the way out.
She's out indefinitely.
DEWANNA BONNER has been off the team.
Is officially missing in action
for quite some time now.
DEWANNA BONNER has been deleting her Indiana Fever Instagram photos.
The Indiana Fever just made their most shocking move yet. DEWANNA BONNER, one of the most recognizable veteran figures in the league, has been wiped from the roster.
It is looking real spooky for DEWANNA BONNER and the future with her and Indiana Fever.
DEWANNA BONNER's face apparently seems to be taken off.
DEWANNA BONNER has been deleting her Indiana Fever Instagram photos.
Check out the roster that they have right now.
No announcement, no ceremony, just gone. And what makes this even more explosive? It comes at a time when Caitlyn Clark is rising, reshaping the identity of this franchise and forcing the old guard out. This isn't just a benching, it's a statement.
DEWANNA BONNER is officially missing in action.
She's doing well. She's doing well. Again, no timeline. I think it's day to day, and for us to just make sure that we're continuing to be supportive of DB.
And if you think this is just about one player, think again. What's happening behind the scenes is deeper, louder, and far more serious than anyone imagined. DEWANNA BONNER's sudden and silent removal from the Indiana Fever roster has triggered a tidal wave of questions.
I don't know how long the Indiana Fever stuff has been gone, but one thing I can tell you is that it's definitely not there anymore.
Not just from fans, but from insiders, analysts, and even rival teams. This isn't your average roster shuffle. This is a legacy player, a seasoned veteran, a five-time All-Star, suddenly erased from the picture without a single formal statement from the organization.
And now DEWANNA BONNER has deleted all Fever posts on her Instagram except for one. I went and looked right here. That is confirmed.
DEWANNA BONNER still in an awe moment. This grateful is the only word that could come to mind to anyone chasing something bigger than themselves. Keep going, your moment is coming. This is the only Indiana Fever post that she has on her account, on her Instagram.
It all began with subtle clues that at first felt like minor oversights. Bonner was missing from pregame warm-ups. She didn't appear in social media content. Post-game pressers had no mention of her, but then it escalated. Fans noticed her name wasn't listed on the active roster.
DEWANNA BONNER banner is removed from Cambridge.
There are no other Indiana Fever related Instagram posts from DEWANNA BONNER.
Her official Fever banner, once displayed proudly in the arena, was taken down. Her jersey was quietly pulled from online shops, and still, no explanation from the team. That eerie silence left everyone scrambling for answers. Was she injured? Suspended? Retired?
I couldn't find her jerseys. The Indiana Fever store is not fulfilling orders for DEWANNA BONNER jerseys. I don't know how true that is. I've gotten some DMs about it, that they're not fulfilling orders.
But there were no injury updates, no farewell messages, no send-off video like you'd expect for a player of her caliber. In fact, it seemed like the organization was trying to pretend she never existed. Speculation spread like wildfire. Was there internal drama? Did Bonner clash with teammates or coaches?
Jason Whitlock, DEWANNA BONNER, disappeared for personal reasons. The WNBA seems to be a little more casual than the men's professional leagues.
What's going on with DB? Nobody has a clue. She deleted her Fever post on Instagram.
Had her performance declined beyond recovery? Or, as many fans have started to believe, was this the result of a deeper shift in the team's identity, one driven by the rise of Caitlyn Clark? Regardless of the reason, one thing was crystal clear. DEWANNA BONNER didn't just fade away, she was wiped out.
Caitlyn Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
Caitlyn Clark is the star player of the WNBA.
The most popular woman ever in the WNBA, Caitlyn Clark.
No comparison to Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark is the most must-watch basketball player in world basketball right now.
How special and rare Caitlyn Clark is.
Caitlyn Clark is a gifted player.
Caitlyn is the one.
She's the biggest basketball star in the world.
There's nobody that does what Caitlyn Clark does.
And in a league where veterans are often celebrated for their contributions, this kind of vanishing act isn't just unusual, it's alarming. Whatever happened behind closed doors in Indiana, it was powerful enough to bring an era to a dead stop, without warning and without closure.
Attention Fever fans, DeWanna Bonner missing in action.
She don't give a damn about winning no championship.
At the center of this seismic shakeup is one undeniable force, Caitlyn Clark. Ever since her arrival in Indiana, the energy around the franchise has transformed entirely.
Caitlyn Clark is a gifted player.
Caitlyn is the one.
No comparison to Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark is the most watched basketball player in world basketball right now.
Attendance skyrocketed, merch sales exploded, and the team suddenly found itself under the national spotlight every single night. But with that kind of star power comes growing pains, and the old system, built on veterans like DeWanna Bonner, was clearly struggling to keep up.
So her and Bonner start having words. There was a little shove there. And I said this a while back.
She comes here, we give DeWanna Bonner a starting spot. She can't maintain it.
Let's be honest. Caitlyn Clark didn't come into this league to be molded into someone else's vision. She came to lead, to dictate pace, and to elevate her team with the speed, intelligence, and flair that made her a generational talent. But what happens when a player like that steps into a locker room full of seasoned vets who are used to doing things their way? Tension, division, and ultimately, decisions.
She's got 3 starts this year. She's averaging 7.1 points per game. She averaged 15 last year.
Her banner is taken down. Now, yes, that is alarming. I don't think there's any resentment or anything like that towards the Indiana Fever. I just think it really is something going on outside of the basketball world.
Sources close to the team hinted at friction behind the scenes. While Clark tried to play the diplomat on camera, praising her teammates and talking about growth, it was becoming increasingly obvious. The style of play that DeWanna Bonner represented was in direct conflict with the fast, modern, high-tempo identity Caitlyn brought with her.
TV ratings are up 300% since Caitlyn Clark entered the league. Her games averaged 1.2 million viewers. Her return game peaked at 2.8 million viewers on ABC, one of the highest ever. This is in the middle of a random game in the season. She's featured nearly half of the most watched WNBA games, period.
Ratings go down 50% when she's not there. Ratings rocket through the roof when she is. Everybody has to watch. She's box office.
Bonner, though respected and skilled, thrives in a slower, half-court setup. Meanwhile, Clark's game demands constant movement, spacing, and explosive playmaking. And fans saw the clash play out on the court. Miscommunications, broken offensive sets, players visibly frustrated when plays didn't flow.
So her and Bonner start having words. There was a little shove there. And I said this a while back.
While Clark tried to ignite quick transitions and deep-range attacks, Bonner often lagged behind the tempo, unable to match the pace or stretch the floor. The chemistry just wasn't there. Then came the turning point. Bonner started getting fewer minutes. Plays stopped running through her, and eventually, her presence vanished completely. No more interviews, no leadership huddles, just silence. And here's where it gets even more telling.
DeWanna Bonner has deleted all the Fever posts on her IG except one.
When I have looked through DeWanna Bonner's Instagram, I did notice that it was mostly her pregame fits and big moments of her career.
Jason Whitlock said DeWanna Bonner disappeared for personal reasons. WNBA seems a little more casual than men's professional league. Come and go as you please. I'm new to the league. This is common ?
Fans began noticing that even Bonner's social media was being scrubbed. Posts involving the Fever disappeared. Mentions of the team faded. It was as if she was distancing herself before the franchise made it official. And while the front office may not have released a public statement, their actions spoke volumes. They chose a side. They chose the future. They chose Caitlyn Clark. And that choice sent a message, loud and clear, that no matter how big your name or how long your resume, if you can't keep up with where this team is headed, you're out.
Clark scored 32, dished out 9 assists to become the first player in WNBA history to have 100 points, 30 rebounds, 30 assists in a player's first 5 games of a season.
This wasn't personal. This was evolution. Painful, ruthless, but necessary.
Caitlyn Clark, she's still leading the league in assists. She's still giving you about 20 and 9, 20 and 10, 6 rebounds, 7 she's still giving you that.
What's unfolding in Indiana isn't just about one veteran being let go. It's a full-blown transformation, a changing of the guard. DEWANNA Bonner's silent removal marks the end of an era where experience and seniority dictated the team's direction.
She don't want to play there no more. That's it.
Now, with Caitlyn Clark at the center of everything, the Fever are shifting into something faster, younger, and far more dangerous to their opponents. This change isn't without its consequences. Bonner wasn't just a player. She was a presence, a voice in the locker room, a veteran with years of experience who once helped guide younger players.
The thing I like about DEWANNA Bonner that doesn't really show up on the stat sheet.
The one Indiana Fever post that she does have up is where she became the 3rd highest scorer in the WNBA history. And of course, you know, she has that pinned because that's one of the pinnacles of her career.
Caitlyn Clark said about her, she's the loudest voice in the locker room.
But even experience has an expiration date when the game is evolving around you. And what Indiana realized, possibly too late, is that clinging to the past was holding them back from fully stepping into their future. Clark's influence has accelerated everything. Her demand for movement, her instinctual reads, and her need for players who can run with her, it's all forced the franchise to evaluate every single piece around her.
Caitlyn Clark is a rising star in women's basketball.
TV ratings are up 300% since Caitlyn Clark entered the league. Her games averaged 1.2 million viewers. Her return game peaked at 2.8 million viewers on ABC, one of the highest ever. This is in the middle of a random game in the season.
Ratings go down 50% when she's not there. Ratings rocket through the roof when she is. Everybody has to watch. She's box office.
Every roster spot matters now. Every minute on the floor must count. And if someone can't keep up with the rhythm, with the spacing, with the vision she brings, they become a liability, no matter how many all-star appearances they have.
It allows the Indiana Fever to literally go look at Eurobasket and pick Ari McDonald and whoever you want at a Eurobasket. Whoever you feel like is playing the best.
The signs have been there for weeks. Plays breaking down because of poor timing, offensive mismatches, and chemistry issues between Clark and certain veterans. You could see it in the spacing, in the tempo, even in the subtle body language on the floor.
So her and Bonner start having words. There was a little shove there. And I said this a while back.
Some players just weren't connecting with the new blueprint, and the Fever couldn't afford to waste any more time figuring it out. This wasn't just about a clash in playing styles. It was a culture shift, a redirection of the team's identity. And Bonner, for all her accomplishments, simply didn't fit that mold anymore.
And now DEWANNA Bonner has deleted all Fever posts on her Instagram except for one. I went and looked right here. That is confirmed.
DEWANNA Bonner still in an awe moment. This grateful is the only word that could come to mind to anyone chasing something bigger than themselves. Keep going. Your moment is coming. This is the only Indiana Fever post that she has on her account on her Instagram.
Now younger players are stepping up. The tempo has quickened. The urgency is palpable. And with every game, Caitlyn Clark's imprint on this team grows stronger. She's not just adjusting to the league. She's redefining how her team plays within it. The message to the rest of the WNBA is clear. The Fever are no longer a rebuilding team. They're a revolution in motion.
I don't know how long the Indiana Fever stuff has been gone, but one thing I can tell you is that it's definitely not there anymore.
DEWANNA Bonner's face apparently seems to be taken off.
Check out the roster that they have right now.
And the foundation is being laid in real time. If you're not built for the pace, the pressure, or the precision, you won't survive this new era. Bonner's exit is proof. The future belongs to the fearless, and Indiana is finally acting like it.
And let's take a listen to what Caitlyn Clark said. And she essentially exposed that Stephanie White wants them to play slow.
I thought at times we could have played a little bit faster, and I think that's on me, like not conceding in that. We still got to play up tempo. We still got to
it's on me not conceding.
Play fast. But I mean, I thought for the most part we did a lot of stuff that coach wanted us to do, and that wasn't why we lost.
Like, she literally was like, oh, what the coach wanted us to do wasn't why we lost. I'm conceding. I was conceding by not playing fast. What is she saying? Like, this is the most damning thing I ever heard Caitlyn Clark say. This is the most damning thing I've heard Caitlyn Clark. She didn't even say this about Christy Sides. This is damning. She's saying that she needs to stop conceding and play fast, and that doing what the coach wanted them to do was not why they lost.
DEWANNA BONNER's quiet exit wasn't just a roster move, it was a declaration. The Indiana Fever are done living in the past. With Caitlyn Clark leading the charge, this franchise is demanding change, speed, and results.
WNBA rumors suggest Caitlyn Clark will be among the first stars making $1 million annually. The most notable of which is, y'all already know who, the needle mover, Caitlyn Clark.
So in 2024, she averaged 16.5 points per game, 4 assists, 5.5 rebounds. She shot 37% from the field and 31.8% from three. Now, if you look at her preseason in 2025, she only played 2 games in this preseason, and one was against that Brazilian national team. She played 21 minutes. She averaged 14.5 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. She shot 52.5% from the field and 50% from three-point range.
No more waiting. No more holding back. If you can't rise with the new standard, you're getting left behind. And as the Fever continue to evolve, one thing is clear. This is only the beginning. The old era is over. The Caitlyn Clark era has officially taken over.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right, so she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. She's so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody. She's cut from the same cloth as me in that regard. You know what? Us Midwesterners, we tend to just, accept everybody with open arms. She was so kind to my family and everyone in the suite when she came to KC. So huge fans of Caitlyn Clark.
She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlyn?
She's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person, and she has like a lot of aura, so like.